Nod-Krai is finally here, and let's be real, whether you're just jumping back into Genshin after a long break, or you're a certified lore skipper, no judgment here, all are welcome, you might be feeling a little lost. That's why I made this video. Think of it as your ultimate cheat sheet, your alphabetical pocket dictionary or glossary for all the terms that you'll probably encounter while in Nod-Krai. Hopefully by the end, all these confusing names and mysterious terms will finally make sense. You can have this video open while you play through the Nod-Krai Archon quest, and it'll feel like we're playing the Archon quest together. By the way, this isn't my full analysis video to the Nod-Krai Archon quest, but that video will be out very soon. This video is going to be quick, so I'll get right into it, but first a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by LD Shop, the ultimate destination for discounted premium in-game currency. Whether you're pulling for your favorite 5-star or just trying to stockpile for the next banners, LD Shop has your back. It's an online platform where you can grab discounted top-ups for all your favorite PC and mobile games, including Genshin Impact. And it's so easy to use. First, find Genshin in their game list. Choose the top-up package you want. Enter your region server and UID, no password needed. And boom, Primogems delivered straight to your account. But wait, it gets better. If you use my link down below, you'll get both a 15% and a 5% off coupon. That's up to $50 in savings just like that. And if you spend over $80 in a month, you'll unlock a free Welkin Moon that you can claim right on the homepage. Plus, LD Shop can reset your initial top-up bonus, letting you double your rewards and enjoy up to 35% in total discounts. Use the link in the description and pin comment down below to shop smarter, save bigger, and top up like a pro with LD Shop today. Thank you so much to LD Shop for sponsoring today's video. The Ancient Moon's remnants are strange floating fragments that were first introduced during Act 5 of the Natlan Archon quests. They are thought to be leftovers of ancient technology made by dragons, or possibly the shattered pieces of the 2 destroyed moons. These remnants connect to old legends about Teyvat's 3 moons, and even today you can still see them faintly in the sky above Natlan. They are a reminder of the world's hidden past and the mysteries that shaped it. The angels were created by the heavenly principles as divine envoys meant to guide humanity. The first angel is the most famous angel who once served under the heavenly principles in the golden city of Hyperborea. She fell in love with the cosmic Voyager, and together they dabbled in the forbidden methods of creation. This act of rebellion ended in disaster, and the entire angel race was cursed. Their bodies and minds were stripped away, leaving them as wandering spirits known as Seelie. Known angels include the first angel herself, the gold-eyed Celadon mare of Liyue, Nabu Malikata, the goddess of flowers from Sumeru, Sibila of Rumeria, and Yohuel Tekutin, the lord of the night from Natlan. The Belyi Tsar was the first cryo-archon of Snezhnaya and the ruler of the Snowland Fae. He vanished during the cataclysm 500 years ago, and stories tell of a mad monk who tried to force him to use the power of the fallen moons. The Snowland Fae, his followers, still hold influence in the present day. The Clink Krumkake Craftshop is a faction in Lempo Isle started by a prodigy named Aino. At first, it was all about creating the world's best Krumkake machine, but over time it became a famous workshop for all kinds of mechanical creations. Aino and Anefa are some of its current members. The Curatorium of Secrets is an intel branch of the Voynich Guild. It's led by Nefer and handles information gathering in a land where knowledge can be as powerful as weapons. The 5 sinners of Khaenri'ah were once the most powerful figures of their nation. Vedrfolnir, Roptatir, Rhindaughter, Sirtologi, and Rerir all embraced abyssal power but stood aside when Khaenri'ah faced destruction. They're credited for the fall of Khaenri'ah and the cataclysm. Rhindaughter, also called Gold, is infamous for creating monsters like Durin, Elenas, and even Albedo. Most of them remain mysterious, but together they are remembered as brilliant people whose choices helped doom their nation. The Frostmoon Scions, also called the Moon Children, are a group of moon worshippers who once lived in Hyperborea but later settled on Hiisi Island in Nod-Krai. They follow the goddess Kuutar, whom they honor with statues of the new moon. In the past, a priestess from their ranks helped the first Torchforger use moonlight to repel the wild hunt, which led to the founding of the Lightkeepers. Today, the Frostmoon Scions live peacefully but face threats from the Fatui who want to seize the moon's power. Hiisi Island itself is a mystical land filled with icy shrines and glowing plants. It is home to the Frostmoon Scions, but it also holds ancient relics tied to forgotten technology. The island is especially important because Columbina, a Fatui harbinger, is hiding there, and the Fatui are desperate to capture her. Hyperborea, also called the Golden City, was an ancient civilization in the far north. It was destroyed by a celestial nail sinking beneath the sea. The Frostmoon Scions and possibly the Snowland Fae trace their roots back to this fallen city. The Kuuhenki are Seelie-like spirits unique to Nod-Krai. They are connected to Kuuvahki, the moon's primordial energy. Travelers can temporarily transform into Kuuhenki to ride the glowing highways of light, which makes it easier to explore hidden paths and puzzles. Kuutar is the true name of Columbina. Though we know her as a Fatui harbinger, her followers call her the Moon Maiden. She is heavily implied to be the prophesied new moon. Kuuvahki is a special form of energy that comes from the moons. It powers machines and Nod-Krai, strengthens its creatures, affects the weather, and can attract or repel. It is the lifeblood of many of the region's inhabitants. The Lightkeepers are a group that was founded by the first Torchforger. Their purpose has always been to protect Nod-Krai from the Wild Hunt and the Abyss. They fought during the Cataclysm, but the years of battle left them weakened. Even so, their duty to defend the region continues. The so-called Mad Monk lived during the Cataclysm and tried to force the Belyi Tsar to use the power of the fallen moons. When the Cataclysm struck, he was said to have been swallowed by the Abyss. The Moonchant Envoy is the title of the Frostmoon Scions priestess. Lauma is the current Moonchant Envoy. She serves as a spiritual guide and an emissary to the moon goddess. Moonchant Envoys are given a sacred tool that allows them to see the true past, but according to trailers, the sacred tool has been stolen. Moon wheels are Nod-Krai's equivalent of visions. They were originally items created by the heavenly principles and the three moons, and were given to the moon goddess's human followers to allow the goddesses to communicate with them in rituals. People with moon wheels can use Kuuvahki. Nasha Town is a main city of Nod-Krai. Once a wasteland, it was rebuilt by merchants into a bustling trading hub. Today, it's full of travelers, adventurers, and merchants. The new moon is tied to a prophecy. Teyvat once had 3 moons: the eternal moon, the iridescent moon, and the frost moon. 2 moons were destroyed, and the frost moon remains only as a lifeless corpse in the night sky. The prophecy states that from their ashes, a new moon will rise, and this is believed to be Kuutar, also known as Columbina. Nibelung was the ancient dragon king who ruled Teyvat before the arrival of the heavenly principles. He wanted to lead the dragons to the stars and even created Teyvat's 3 moons to govern the planet in his absence. When the heavenly principles appeared, Nibelung returned wielding forbidden abyssal knowledge and instigated a devastating war in an attempt to reclaim power. However, he failed. The heavenly principles defeated him, destroyed his race, and restored order by casting down celestial nails to heal the land. This victory came at a great cost, weakening the heavenly principles and forcing them to later create the Gnosis to help maintain balance. Nibelung is responsible for introducing abyssal power to Teyvat. Paha Isle is a location where the Fatui have set up their Kuuvahki Experimental Design Bureau. Interestingly, Paha means bad or evil in Estonian and Finnish. Reed Miller was the founder of the Treasure Hoarders, who dreamed of a world without boundaries and buried a great treasure in what would later become Nod-Krai. He was also the childhood friend of the Torchforger, founder of the Lightkeepers, who carried on his dream. Though Reed Miller was executed for his crimes, his influence is still felt in the land's history. The Seelies are the cursed forms of angels. Once envoys of the heavenly principles, they became wandering spirits after losing their form and intellect. They can be found across Teyvat, guiding travelers to Seelie courts and rewarding those who help them. The Snowland Fae are a mystical faction from Snezhnaya and Nod-Krai. They were created in Hyperborea and later ruled by the Belyi Tsar. Their bodies were crafted from Frostmoon light and the bones of giant beasts, making them both beautiful and eerie. The spaceships were the vessels in which a traveler and their sibling arrived to Teyvat. They're aliens. Traveler's spaceship specifically is said to have landed in Nod-Krai. It contained a cryo-sleep chamber activated by a key first seen in the Space and Time for You Arconquest. The statues of the new moon are monuments of Columbina built by the Frostmoon Scions. They function like statues of the Seven but are unique to Nod-Krai. The Fatui have caged some of them to assert control or to try to harness their power. The 3 moon sisters were goddesses created by the dragon king Nibelung to act as Teyvat's moons. They traveled the sky in a silver carriage, but when Nibelung clashed with the heavenly principles, disaster struck. 2 moons were destroyed, leaving only the frost moon as a lifeless corpse. The Torchforger was a figure from Nod-Krai's past and the founder of the Lightkeepers. He was once best friends with Reed Miller. During the Cataclysm, he used the power of the moon with the help of a Frostmoon Scion priestess to push back the Abyss. He later struck a deal with the Tsaritsa, securing Nod-Krai's independence so long as its people defended the region and Snezhnaya's borders. The Tsaritsa is the current cryo-archon who rules over Snezhnaya, and she commands the Fatui, an influential organization that acts as both political force and military power. Following the cataclysm that devastated the previous Archon, she inherited the position from her predecessor, the Belyi Tsar, and has since become distant and embittered, even cutting ties with Barbados, the Anima Archon. She's believed to be planning a rebellion against Celestia by collecting all the other Archon's Gnosis, using her agents, the 11 Fatui Harbingers, to retrieve them through force or negotiation. Her rule is characterized by a chilling resolve. She is described as having no love left for her people, and her followers only hope to stand with her when she finally challenges Celestia or the principles that govern Teyvat. The Voyager is a cosmic being from beyond Teyvat. She drifted through the universe until she encountered the dragon Nibelung. Later, in Hyperborea, she took on human form, met the first angel, and fell in love with her. Together, they rebelled against Celestia, but their defiance ended with the city's destruction and the erasure of their memories. The Voynich Guild is the most powerful merchant group in Nod-Krai, based in Nasha Town. They serve as both a commercial hub and a force of order where law is otherwise absent. Their reputation is strong enough that even outsiders like Liben praise them for their authority. Finally, the Wild Hunt is a terrifying abyssal threat that stalks the wilds of Nod-Krai. These ghostly creatures are far stronger than ordinary abyss monsters, and they seem to be searching for something of great importance, led by a mysterious master. And that's all the important terms that you'll probably need to know for Nod-Krai so far, before or during the release of Luna 1. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much LD Shop for sponsoring today's video. I'm your leafy lore keeper Minsleif, and I read the Genshin Impact lore so that you don't have to.